Mayday. This is Commander Rick calling Earth. Come in, you surface dwellers, you prisoners of gravity. Is anyone listening to me
Please remain calm.
Greetings,
prisoners of gravity. How are you surface dwellers doing this week? Welcome to my home away from home. I'm settling in quite nicely, thank you very much. I've got my environmental systems replenishing my oxygen supply. I'm starting to recycle my waste and my water. And I sent out my change of address cards, proving once again that home is where you magnetically affix your hat. I've been tuning into the world's TV signals. Got nothing else to do, and I notice everybody's starting to talk about the environment. Oh, the environment is news, says everyone. News? Finally, it's news. Science fiction and comic books have been talking about the environment for years now. But not people on Earth. Oh, no. You have a oil spill off Alaska, you have some algae growing in the Adriatic, a couple of Russian submarines sink to the bottom of the ocean, and suddenly everyone's concerned about the undersea environment. Jules Verne was writing about the undersea environment in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea way back in 1870. John Wyndham wrote about undersea invaders in my favorite science fiction book from the 50s, The Kraken Wakes. Here the invaders try to drown us by melting the polar ice caps. Now meteorologists tell us the greenhouse effect may do the exact same thing. Undersea ETs of a much friendlier sort were the subject of the $40 million movie The Abyss. The story's based on a short story that writer-director James Cameron wrote when he was a 17-year-old high school student in London, Ontario. Ontario, Canada, he's Canadian. Yay, shh, yay, Canada, shh. Proving once again, save all your writing.
The rig is moving!
Yeah, I can see that. Topside. Topside, pay out some slack. We're getting dragged.
Down on number one winch!
We're getting dragged.
Down on one!
Bob, we're headed right for the drop-off.
We lost the crane. Say again, what?
The crane! We've lost the crane! It's on its way down to you!
All right, everybody. Everybody ready for impact.
The undersea environment for The Abyss was created in another strange environment, a never-completed nuclear power station in Gaffney, South Carolina.
The major location was a 7.5 million gallon tank near Gaffney, South Carolina. An experienced diver himself, Cameron would push for technical accuracy in all areas.
What I tried to do was create as realistic an environment as possible. I spent about a year and a half just doing research before I actually wrote the story. And what you do see in the film is accurate.
In his quest for realism, Cameron employed real-life submersibles and developed revolutionary new dive gear. Shooting underwater involved experimentation every step of the way.
Okay, Doug, come straight forward. About another 3 feet. That's good position right there.
We usually were in there doing something different that nobody had tried before. It seemed like on a daily basis.
To simulate the darkness of being 2,000 feet underneath the Caribbean Sea, director Jamie Cameron had to cover the tank with a 200-foot tarpaulin. Well, okay, he didn't have to do it, the crew did, but you know what I mean. And then they poured millions of balls all over the surface of the water. That way the divers could slip through, but the light couldn't. Huh? Hey, they're from California, but they're not all stupid. The characters of the Rocketeer comic book, like the characters in the Batman movie, live in an environment that's heavily influenced by industrial designer Raymond Loewy. Raymond Loewy was the 1930s industrial designer who gave us streamlined locomotives, streamlined cars, streamlined office buildings. These things look like they're going somewhere even when they're sitting still. Loewy's designs have influenced everything from the Jetsons toilet seat to Flash Gordon. Yes, all you space cadets, it's time for our weekly dose of Flash Gordon. Flip!
Barrett, what happened? Ming took me prisoner. We've got
get a walk and get back to the laboratory. Come on.
Is he all right, Doctor?
He will be in a minute.
I'll help Baron here with his chains.
Work fast, Doctor. We're sure to be attacked. That's why I came here. I can find means to defend this place against attack.
Well, in this particular film, Visual Futurist was the job of inventing a alternate reality in which this particular film takes place. Blade Runner is broadly the sociological impact of advanced genetic research producing exact duplicates of human beings. I suppose I was picked to do the design for the vehicles and some of the other ideas because of my industrial design background. Essentially, I have done for corporate clients what I did for the movie Blade Runner, which is to invent a believable reality at some point in the future, whether it's a car or a watch or a cruise ship or an airplane or a building.
If you love Sid Mead's work in Blade Runner and you want something you can drool over, check out this book, Oblong. It's chock full of his drawings that he's done for General Motors, for the movie Blade Runner, for the movie 2010. Wild stuff, eh? Can you imagine if this guy did your rec room? Robo Basement. Another film that required creating a completely new environment was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Since they couldn't actually shrink the kids, what they had to do was expand the rest of the environment up.
Stay there. Glass everywhere here now.